This person and this person both had horrible takes this year? Huh. You don't say. I don't understand what a hot take is anymore. I think my takes are fairly lukewarm. A lot of the takes I say, people are like, ooh, spicy. I'm like, was it? If you're unfamiliar with this post, this dude is the CTO of Hey. Basecamp is like a tech platform that a lot of companies use. This dude ended up having this like sort of weird blog post, which he made it clear that he didn't want anyone replying to it, and he basically has no replies ever. In his thing, he says no Twitter replies, no DMs. He follows 5 people: Jason Fried, Basecamp, and the Rework Podcast, which is a podcast put out by Basecamp. Jason Fried had some pretty like weird takes before. Basecamp CEO apologizes to staff in a new post. We have a lot to learn. Taking out diversity and inclusion directors in their company. Isn't that what happened? They thought like, hey, here's a good idea. Too much focus on diversity and inclusion. Let's take out all that stuff. Repealing benefits. That's always a bad thing. No more committees, because people apparently were on too many committees. Alongside a group of managers called the Small Council will be disbanded. No dwelling on past decisions. No 360 reviews. And this was like insane, because it basically says like, you can't review your bosses. A list of funny names of Basecamp customers. Several names on the list, of which management was well aware, were Asian or African origin. Employees considered their inclusion inappropriate at best, racist at worst. No hard feelings, no questions asked. For those who cannot see a future at Basecamp under the new direction, we'll help them in every which way we can to land them somewhere else. Rather than having more oversight and be able to hire people in, they decided, let's just ban all this stuff together and let's just make it so you are employees of Basecamp, nothing more, nothing less. Work. Who's responsible for the changes? David and I are. Oh, who's David, you ask? Oh, this David. This David who says programmers should stop celebrating incompetence. This person and this person both had horrible takes this year? Huh. You don't say. The pattern of insensitivity is just so commonplace between these two leaders in industry. They literally don't give a fuck that they were just damn near canceled months ago. Their customer base apparently survived, and now they're putting even more crazy shit out there. You don't have to reduce the entire profession to a clueless gang of copy pasta pirates to make new recruits feel welcome. It undermines the aspiration to improve. It reduces the work to magical thinking. It is not good. A high percentage of people working in programming are self-taught, including yours truly. Oh wow, he's just like us. This is why we can believe him. You can't become the I have no idea what I'm doing dog as a professional identity. Don't embrace being a copy pasta programmer whose chief skill is looking up on the internet. Treat it as part of a learning process to actually understand what's going on, not merely as a shortcut to solve today's problems. If you never dig deeper, your competence will be stuck at the surface. For those who don't know, copy and paste programming is exactly what it sounds like. Need to resist the temptation of presenting a yes, I too am a no little copy pasta dummy, just like you, facade. The point is to become the wizard, not the bedazzled member of the audience. It also doesn't happen across all the domains of programming. You can't become an expert at everything, and it's fine to accept your boundaries. But it's not fine to think that you shouldn't be on some path towards mastery if you intend to make programming your career. Yes. All those people out there who are like, I want my career to be something that I am completely clueless in. An archetype of a person that exists everywhere. We also need to accept that not all wizard apprentices turn out to be equal talent or end up with equal levels of competence. You can learn the basic rules of chess in a few minutes, but you can also spend a lifetime mastering the game, and not everyone becomes a grandmaster, even if they try very hard. The mentality that you can just up and go to a quote-unquote new game is insane. Some of these things, I have no problems with him saying, hey, you should have a deeper understanding of the things that you're learning about. Yeah, they should. And over time they will. Because there's not a person out there who thinks, if I just copy and paste code from Stack Overflow, I'm gonna get raises and promotions. Because at some point in time, you're just gonna be given more responsibilities. And when you fail at those responsibilities, certain responsibilities get revoked. And then you have to start back at a place where your skill level matches the responsibilities that you're being given. That's how it goes. That's literally how the world of merit works. This article basically said if you don't understand deep enough, get the fuck out of this profession. That is unfortunately what this article is trying to say, which sucks. Because this person literally is the chief technology officer of a fairly large tech company. Like on this channel, when we learn something, what's the first things we end up doing in order to like get the code going? We dive into docs, we look at examples, we copy and paste in. But then how do we go from copying and pasting to creating things that read tarot cards? We just have to have a deeper level of knowledge of the packages. And we're not doing it intentionally. That's just the natural progression of how we learn things. So if you believe that people are quite literally not doing that latter part, learning more deeply the things that they're copying and pasting in, that sounds really bad. And if you put people like that in higher positions and that's coming back on you, then you shouldn't be taking it out on the internet like some sort of like tantrum-stricken child. If it's the other side, and it's you just genuinely think people who try to praise others' way of learning how to code, if you think, oh, it's not the people who are at the lower levels who are copying and pasting stuff, it's the people who advocate for them who are wrong. Riddle me, who is the replacement other than bashing a bunch of people who maybe are self-taught and copying and pasting is what they have? It makes complete sense that you want to make it harder for people to get into your workplace. Your CEO, your partner in crime, would say things like, hey, no more political or societal discussions at the workplace Slack. You're not going to get away by saying, oh, I know that this post is exclusionary to people with imposter syndrome and people who feel like they're being gatekept from tech. We're one of those companies. Those toxic mentality companies where you feel like you kind of hate yourself when you come here. It's actually so confusing that this is a take. Does anyone think I am not striving to uncover the magic I need to learn and turn that into knowledge? If this is the kind of crazy shit your company is spouting, like, it just hurts me so much that you have to endure that. Someone like this feels completely free to say whatever they want about whomever they want in whatever way they want because, surprise, they're unaffected by the consequences. And when you're unaffected by the consequences and you feel safe from persecution, do not accept Twitter replies or DMs, then it makes perfect sense to me exactly what you're trying to say. It's not that there are certain programmers out there that you don't like. It's that there are certain people out there you don't like. Be proud of your identity, and the people around you and the people who are above you should support it explicitly and implicitly. And this is clearly something that's against that.